Tom Lynch, back in the studio, ready to get started on a new painting. And before I do, I want to remind you of something once again. You might have heard me talk about it before, but I still am just as excited about painting on Fredrix watercolor canvas. It has really improved my art in a couple of ways. You know I like color and contrast. Well, the color will look brighter because it doesn't absorb in. The contrast will look stronger because it doesn't absorb in, because it lays closer on the surface, which a lot of good things about that. It enables me to do my lifting technique a whole lot easier. So many of the watercolor canvas features fit right into, if you'd like to be a little bit looser, I think that's going to help as well, because you know you can break down edges a lot easier as you're putting a second and a third or a fourth layer. Now, the watercolor canvas comes in a couple of ways. Comes on these panels. Okay, it's just the same canvas glued to a sheet of masonite. So I do my small little preliminaries. I spend a little longer time, do a nicer job, because guess what? I put these with a little table easel, and I am selling my preliminaries just as fast, if not faster, than some of my finished larger images. It comes stretched. You can get two different widths. This is called a gallery wrap. It's all new things to me. I've been a painter on paper for 30 years, but the canvas I've been working on for 10 or more. Really works out well. Gallery wrap, you can paint on the edge. Don't even bother with the frame. Framing is going to be great for you watercolorists because it's standard sizes, fits into a ready-made frame. Whoa, that's just great. So my matte cutter and best of all my glass cutter haven't been touched, because when I'm finished with a painting on the Fredrix watercolor canvas, I spray varnish it. You can put a gloss on it, you can put a matte finish. I prefer the matte finish, and it's archival. It is sealed. Go right to a frame, and you can enjoy it without the problems I've had for many, many years. The reflection, the glare, the distortion, oops, the breakage. Yeah, every once in a while glass is gonna break on you for whatever reason. So the watercolor canvas has a couple of features. I'm going to draw you in close and share with you a couple of techniques that will even improve the handling of painting watercolor on the Fredrix watercolor canvas. One of the things I really have to tell you the truth, when I first was handed a sheet of the watercolor canvas and I made a brush stroke, you know, a fast brush stroke, and I saw it seemed to have a little bit more bubbling up or skip and bounce, and that seemed to be a little distressing at first. Well, I'm going to show you a way to eliminate that or reduce it significantly. But actually on certain items, like an old weathered building, it's like having a surface that has a unique characteristic that I can take advantage of. I can show, I leave that bubbling up and leave that weathered effect. If I didn't want it, I would just do a slower brush stroke, and you see how things are a lot smoother than the bubbling feature. Or there's another aspect that I will take and do prior to painting. You're going to see a whole, look at how I'm dripping a whole lot of water. Well, that's what I would do prior to painting, is that I would take a cloth towel and I would rub it down, and a couple of extra things happen. One, what you're seeing here on the rag, that's really some of the pencil that is coming off ahead of time. If not, if I left that pencil, it could dirty up a color, or what I would do, I would use a 2H lead pencil, and it wouldn't transfer as much of the lead while I was sketching. But what I do instead is I rub that canvas down after my sketch, and you can see a lot of my sketch has now, you know, nearly disappeared. Then you can use, you know, any hair dryer, you know, and quickly dry it. You can let it dry, you know, naturally if you wanted to, and that would take and enable you to paint right away. But now when I paint on the watercolor canvas, my brush stroke, just change color there a little bit, my brush stroke will appear a lot smoother, and I won't have that skip and bounce feature that I earlier had. And so, you know, my little preliminaries, now these little gems, look at that color bounce, look at the contrast, you know, a lot stronger. You know, I'm experimenting, you know, with just a lot of different skies now. I'm trying to decide what sky that I'm going to put, you know, over this Sedona, Arizona scene. And so instead of just hoping for the best, I'll paint a series of skies and I'll add a subject matter down at the bottom later. But I wanted to share with you that little trick about taking and rubbing it down with a cloth towel before you start. I hope that little tidbit on the wet cloth towel. And once again, let me share with you, it's a lot of water. Cloth towel so that you don't leave any paper towel bits when you're doing the rubbing. And once again, look at, there's a whole lot of water going on here. You know, drip it on, pour a cup of, you know, of water. You can do a lot of rubbing. And guess what? Let me show you this. If you don't like what you've done, that same wet cloth towel, look at how I was able to wipe off what I painted, whether it was wet or dry, today or tomorrow. And so there's a great feature that will also, I think, keep you painting in watercolor. You can fix your mistakes. Little highlights, just wet it with the brush, wipe it off with a tissue. So more of those painting techniques I'll share with you on my website, tomlynch.com, or where I teach my lessons at artacademylive.com. But I wanted to review once again why I am so enamored with and use most all the time the Fredrix watercolor canvas for my finished paintings, both small sizes and some really big sizes, because I don't need glass when I'm finished. Color's brighter, contrast is better, lifting technique is phenomenal, and yes, my spray bottle techniques, it works just the same, whether it be the spray bottle of water or the spray bottle with paint. Join me for some more fun on how to paint. I just wanted to share you the surface that I'm using right now and have been for many years and will continue. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.